Okay, I'm going to show you how to find determinants of a matrix now. So it's really simple if it's a 2 by 2. And you can't find the determinant of something that's not square. So you wouldn't find the determinant of a 2 by 3 or a 4 by 5 or something like that. So if you have a 2 by 2, it's really easy. You take this, you start at the top left-hand corner and you multiply the diagonals and you subtract them. So this would be 8 minus a negative 30. So 8 plus 30 would be 38. So again, it's this times this minus this times this. So I got that from 8 times 1 minus 10 times negative 3. If you like formulas, the determinant of this, so you can put DET out in front. So the determinant of that is equal to A times D minus B times C. Okay? Also, the determinant of a matrix is kind of like its absolute value. So if it's written with absolute value bars like this, A, B, C, D, do you see how a matrix has little hooks on the edges? When it doesn't, when it just looks like absolute value bars, that means the determinant. So that is AD minus BC. Okay, so if I give you negative 2, 5, 1, negative 3, and I give you absolute value bars like that, you're going to know that means to find the determinant. You're going to say, okay, that's positive 6 minus 5. 6 minus 5 is equal to 1. So the determinant of that matrix is 1. Pretty easy, okay? I'll give you one more. 7, negative 2, 1, 8. Okay, so find that real quick. You can do that in your head. Give you a second to think about it. And then 7 times 8 is 56. So this is 56 minus a negative 2. So the answer is 58. Okay, so a 3 by 3 is a little trickier. Okay, so let's say you have 2, 1, 5, 0, 3, negative 4, 1, 2, 8. Okay, so let's say you want to find the determinant of that. Well, what you do, and it's going to seem kind of weird at first, but just trust me, this is a shortcut. If you look in your book, it's going to go through a whole lot of detail, and my way is going to be much easier. Okay, if you go on to take more classes in matrix theory, then you can learn the proper notation. Okay, you take this column and you write it down. You take the second column and write it down. Okay, so you just copy down the first column and the second column. Then it's very similar to how we did a 2 by 2. You start with the top left and you go down the diagonal and you multiply them together. So if I take 2 times 3 times 8, 6 times 8 is 48. Then you move over to the 1 and do the same thing. So 1 times negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. And you move over to the 5. 5 times 0 times 2 is 0. So that's why we copied those two columns down. I need to start with the 2 and do its diagonal. Start with the 1 and do it. Start with the 5 and do it. So I need those two columns written down here to do that. Okay? So once you do those three, you add those numbers together. So 48 plus negative 4 is 44. Now you're half done. Okay? So we started top left. Now we're going to start on the bottom. Start with the 1 and do the same thing. So multiply up that way. So that's 15. And then 2 times negative 4 is negative 8 times 2 is negative 16. And then the 8, 0, 1 is 0. Add those together and you get negative 1. Now then, just like on here with the 2 by 2, we went that diagonal minus that diagonal. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. So these diagonals gave us 44. Those diagonals gave us 1. Our determinant is 44 minus a negative 1. So it's 45. Okay, so let me give you one. And you can check this. You can go to your calculator, do second matrix edit. And it's going to be a 3 by 3. So it's 2, 1, 5, 0, 3, negative 4, 1, 2, 8. Second quit, second matrix, go over to math. The very first option is determinant. Hit enter, and we want to find the determinant of the matrix that we just selected, or that we just made. So second matrix A, hit enter, and you get 45. So It's a good way to check your answer when you're doing your homework. When you are doing this for me on my quiz and test, there's going to be a page that you have to do without a calculator. You can use the scientific calculator for multiplication, but you will have to be able to do this stuff without putting it into your calculator. Okay? So let me give you guys one. 3, 2, 5, -1, 2, -3, 0, 4, 1. And yeah, never mind. I was going to say if it comes out to be 0, you can't find its inverse, but we're not finding its inverse. If it does come out to be 0, you just say the determinant is 0. We'll learn about inverses in the next video. Okay, so go ahead and pause this and go ahead and try to get this yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and work it. So 3, -1, 0, 2, 2, 4. So 3 times 2 is 6. That gives me a 0. That gives me a -20. Add that together, I get a -14. Multiply those, I get 0. Multiply those, 9 times 4 is 36. And that would be a -2. Add those together, I get a -38. So -14 minus a -38 should be 24. Now I did that really fast, so I'm going to check it. Second matrix, edit, 3, 2, 5, -1, 2, -3, 0, 4, 1. Second quit. Second matrix math, enter. Second matrix, enter. And I get 24. So hopefully you got the same thing.